Good evening, folks. Ken Hovind here in the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. Oh, I'm on the wrong page here. This is March the 15th, 2023. Got the SpongeBob SquarePants coat because we're talking about evolution tonight. You atheists who believe you're worse than SpongeBob. You really have an imagination. Just imagine, we all came from a rock, which came from a dot of near nothing exploding. No, I'm sorry, rapidly expanding. Yeah. Should I keep it on because it's cold in here, or should I show my Hawaiian shirt? I'll leave it on. I'm cold. Thank you for joining us. Genesis Baptist Church is our YouTube channel. We still working on. Randall, you haven't heard anything back from YouTube about the main channel, huh? They still owe us a bunch of money too. So yeah, be praying about that if you would. Okay, Whack an Atheist Wednesday. I'm going to do several tonight, so I didn't put any names on here. Here we are. Coming up this Friday is Missionary Sunday for St. Patrick's Day. If you've been a missionary on the mission field, come on down. We'll treat you like royalty. Tonight, the 15th, Whack an Atheist. Let's see. St. Patrick's Day, we honor all missionaries. Come on down. Freddie's going to fix his famous steak dinner. Have you ever had one of those? Unbelievable. That guy can cook. Yeah, never trust a skinny cook. Wow. Anyway, come on down. And then a major holiday, April 1st, major worldwide holiday now, April Fool's Day, is National Atheist Day. Yeah, if you believe there's no God, you're a fool. Mm-hmm. We second that emotion. We'll even feed you a steak dinner when you come April 1st. Take the tour of Dinosaur Adventureland. Learn some real science. Come on down. Then April 16th is the 4-year anniversary of us getting the property. I talked on tours today too much. My throat is about gone. I mean, my throat's there, but the voice, never mind. Okay. April 16th, Dinosaur Adventureland Homecoming. A lot of folks coming in who helped build the place or donate for the place over the last few years. 7 years ago, this place was nothing but a mud hole. It's just been stunning watching God bring it all together. And then May will be boot camp. Nope, that's June. Boot camp. Brian Young called me today. He's going to try to make it here for the Wednesday at least. You'll really enjoy. He wrote several books in our library here, Creation Library. We'll tell more about that later when it's confirmed if he can come from Nebraska. Got a couple others supposed to be letting me know soon here. Okay, subscribe to our channel. Help us to get the world. When you see a message that we have here that say, man, that's so helpful, that's the time to share it with your friends. Say, man, George needs this one or Billy needs this one. Yeah, share it with them. Okay, visitors from all over the world, 70 countries, come take the real tour. We'll give you that tomorrow, right? You guys gonna, and you guys, you've never been here? No. How long have you known about us? About 6 months. 6 months, okay. People come from all over. It's amazing. I gave that tour today. Tore my voice up, sorry. Science Center tour. You didn't take any of the tours yet, did you? You just got in? Which one? The Science Center? He did the barn tour. The barn, the farm tour. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, lots of stuff to see. The Bible says in 6 days, the Lord made heaven and earth and all that in them is, everything made in 6 days. That means dinosaurs lived with man. Stop lying to the kids and tell them dinosaurs lived millions of years ago. No, they did not. They're part of the normal creation with Adam and Eve. Okay, and like I said last night, and I'll say it again every night if I remember, evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religious cult in the history of the world. Probably more people have died because of that dumb religious cult of evolution and its effects on people than anything else in history. Randall, how many calls and comments did you get about that?
Total 6 last night.
6 last night, okay. It's a mental illness to believe you're related to a potato. Something is wrong with your head. We're here to help you, okay? The Bible says the fool said in his heart, there's no God. So come take the real tour, 259 baptized so far. If you want to help us win souls, you got a better place to invest your money, then do it there. But we want to go after souls. I just finished a radio program with Tim Behrens, the Tim and Al show from Las Vegas. And he said, what's the goal of your ministry? I said, to win people to the Lord and strengthen their faith in the Lord. Okay, that's what we want to do. If you want to help us, join our 777 Club. I like what they're doing. I'm going to give $1 a day. Take this on as your missionary. Go to drdino.com. Follow the instructions on that page of how to become a member of the 777 Club. I do not keep track of who's a member. I don't look at it. I don't want to know. I want to treat everybody the same. Be mean to everybody. That's right. Okay. So 777. Go to make any checks to CSE. That's Creation Science Evangelism. We're still looking for an excavator, a long reach. We've talked about it. We could, A, get all the ponds deeper to have more fishing, okay? B, use the stuff we drag out for farmland. This is a gravel pit. They took out just about all the topsoil, 140 acres of gravel, and can't grow much of anything. But we think it's all in the bottom of the lake. So if you want to help us get one, We're looking for funding for that if you could help us. All right. Get our 18-hour seminar on creation versus evolution and our series on what on earth is about to happen. It's coming, folks. Visitors, welcome to come to Dinosaur Adventureland, where Dr. Kent, the science gent, shows real science instead of the dumb evolution religion. Even got the cup to prove it. Look at that. Oh, over here, over here. There we go, Dr. Kent. Right. Who got me that cup? I don't remember that. I've forgotten a lot of things, brother. I forgot more things than I can remember. It's tons of fun around here, and it's free. You can't beat it, okay? Come visit straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles, and I've been a Baptist preacher 48 years. We're talking right now from Genesis Baptist Church. I've had 320 debates now against atheists. I got one more at the end of this month, and I think a couple in April. So come on, you guys. We'll bring it on, all of you, okay? Whack an Atheist Wednesday, which it's a game, okay, like whack-a-mole. They stick their head up, you whack them back down. You atheists are teaching some really dumb stuff, okay? And we're here to explain it, okay? That no atheists are harmed in the making of the video. Even children can learn how dumb evolution is. It was cool today when I was teaching about the layers at the Earth. The kids from China, that's all they've ever heard is the geologic column is true. And I said, if the top layer is younger, where did it come from? You can see their eyes light up. Like, all the layers are the same age. They got shuffled up in a flood, that's all. The top layer is not younger than the bottom layer. All the layers are the same age. Come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. Anyway, they really loved it. Children can learn how to see how dumb evolution is, okay? So many atheists, so little time. We're trying to wake you up before it is too late. Wake up, wake up, wake up. So what a target-rich environment we have here. Lots of atheists need whack, so I decided to do several tonight with a topic instead of one particular atheist. I'm going to show you who's promoting this topic. The winner tonight is, well, we'll start with the American Atheist Association. The American Atheists, since 1963, American atheists have protected the absolute separation of religion from government. Really? Well, then why don't you get evolution out of the schools? Because evolution is a religion. There's nothing scientific about it. Promote atheism and secular humanism. Oppose religion in the public sphere. No, you don't. You love your religion to be taught at taxpayer expense, don't you? I'll debate the whole American Atheist Association with 3/4 of my brain tied behind my back, just to make it fair. All of you, call them 855-BIG-DINO, extension 1, talk to the secretary. So we want Hovind to come to our American Atheist Club, where we praise whoever you praise for doing whatever they didn't do, and I'll take all of you on the same time in a fair debate. I get half the time, one topic at a time. You go first. What's the best evidence for evolution? See, there's only two choices, and it comes into 3 categories. There is a God, or there isn't. Who made the world? Either the world had a creator, or it didn't. You could say, well, there's a 3rd category. It's just always existed. Well, I think all the laws of thermodynamics prove that wrong. So the world had a beginning. Who created it? Did it create itself, or did somebody create it? That's the choices. And you want to teach that it made itself. Okay, where's the evidence for that? I would like to debate all of you, same time. American atheists, bring it on, okay? Bring your SpongeBob imagination, okay, with you. Here we go. Madeleine Murray O'Hair started this club 1963 to protect, had been fighting to protect the absolute separation of religion from government. No, she has not been doing any such thing. She wants the Christian religion excluded, but evolution religion included. You guys are hypocrites. Evolution's a religion, okay? You don't know it to be true. Let's see. 1959, she filed a suit on behalf of her son, who was forced to attend Bible readings. Well, now hold it. Are the kids forced to learn about the geologic column and learn about evolution? Is that okay? Is it okay to force the kids to learn that evolution is true and the earth is billions of years old? Is that okay, atheists? See, even believing the earth is billions of years old is not something that could be proven scientifically. That has to be taken on faith. It's part of your religion. That's not science. Science is what we can observe, study, and test. You can't test or observe that. Okay. American Atheist, President Nick Fish, president. Nick is famous because he worked in donor outreach, marketing, and fundraising. So he's good at making money for the atheists. So they made him the president. I don't know whatever the skills he's got, but Nick, I want to take you on personally in a debate on evolution. There is no evidence for your theory at all. None. 55 years, American atheists fought to protect the absolute separation of religion from government. No, you have not. You've sought to protect your religion in the school system. That's all. So there's Nick Fish in the middle. Debbie Goddard, I don't know who that is. Matt Dillon, I don't know if I debated him or whacked him a couple times, and I'll take it again anytime, both of you, all three at the same time. Okay. Seth Andrews, atheist, American atheist. He commented and said, it's a real honor to be a part of this. Thanks for the kind words. Seth, I'll take you on again. I've whacked you a couple times, debated you once, I believe. You're free. Call anytime. Seth, come visit Dinosaur Adventureland for our April 1st National Atheist Day. I'll give you the tour myself, okay? I really want to help you. You call yourself the thinking atheist. You're not thinking at all. If you believe you're related to a potato and you came from a rock, which came from a dot of nothing, that's not thinking. That's being brainwashed. The thinking atheist, Seth Andrews. Well, Seth, if you're the thinking atheist, call Kent Hovind, the guy with the non-accredited degrees, and let me show the world how dumb I am in front of everybody, okay? Come on. An encouragement to reject faith and embrace reason and evidence. Well, good. Well, Seth, I'd like to see the reason you believe you came from a rock and the evidence of any animal ever producing a different kind of animal for offspring. Where's the evidence for this? I'm going to show you some tonight that they claim as evidence, okay? Remember to pursue a personal relationship with reality. Okay, Seth, the reality is cows produce cows every time, no exception. Dogs produce dogs. Cats produce cats. There are no exceptions. None have been observed. That's the reality. You guys don't want to face that. You want to imagine that cows are related to potatoes. Yeah, you do, don't you? You believe you're related to one, don't you, Seth? That's not reality. Man, wake up. The thinking atheist. Okay. Assume nothing. Question everything. Okay. Would you question evolution? No, you won't question that. Okay. A thinking atheist isn't a person, it's an icon, an idea, an encouragement to reject faith and embrace reason. Okay. Give me the reason why you think you're related to a strawberry and a potato. Free thought conferences are back. Watch this. Free thought? And all of them are wearing masks? What if somebody in your free thought conference didn't want to wear a mask? What would you do then? You kick them out? The virus that causes COVID is 0.1 millimeter in diameter. The holes in the mask are up to 5 micrometers in diameter, 200 micrometers. Stopping a virus with that mask is like trying to stop a mosquito with a chain link fence. Free thought. Right. All of you wear your mask. Have you thought, why are you wearing that dumb thing? You're trying to stop a virus this big with a hole in your mask this big? Think. Come on, thinking atheist. Let's go. There's Seth teaching Sunday school with angel's wings behind him. Yeah. He used to be a Christian broadcaster. Need to get him. I doubt he was ever saved. I don't know. Anyway, here's the evidence they use. New evidence for the theories of evolution. There's all kinds of pages about this on the internet. Here's one. I'll just go down the line here, starting at the beginning, top left corner. Evidence of evolution. Okay. Guys, look at the chart here carefully. Gibbons, orangutans, chimpanzee, gorilla, and man are all still alive today. And guess what? When the chimpanzees have babies, you know what they turn out to be? Chimpanzees. Yeah. The orangutans make babies and they're still orangutans. You lined them up in order and that's supposed to be evidence? This is dumb, real dumb, okay? This is not evidence. I could line up cars and say the Corvette evolved into my Honda Insight. Yeah. Look similar, aren't they similar? Yeah. Both got headlights on the front. That's proof of something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Evidence for evolution. Evolutionary theory is now supported by a wealth of observations and experiments. Really? I want to see these. Let's see. Biologists do not always agree on the mechanisms by which populations evolve. The fact that evolution has taken place is well documented. You are lying through your teeth to say such a thing. There's no evidence for evolution. Bring it on. I don't know who did this, but I'll debate all of you, okay? Evidence for evolution comes from many sources. Here we go. Paleontology, identification, interpretation, and dating of fossils gives some of the most direct evidence for evolution. Guys, you're the thinking atheist. Would you stop and think? When you find a fossil, all you know is it died. You could not prove it had any children. You certainly couldn't prove it had children that were different. And why would you give these magical powers to a dead animal that no alive animal has? All the live animals can only make babies of their own kind. But you think the fossils long ago and far away could do something different. don't you? No fossil counts as evidence for evolution. Knock it off. There's no fossil record. There's a bunch of fossils. That's from Noah's flood. Embryology. This one angers me. I'm going to talk about that in more detail tonight. You teach that the baby growing in the mother is evidence of evolution. Comparative anatomy. Look, the bat has wings and you have arms. Whoa, that's proof of what? Same designer designed them. I think the bat likes his wings. I like my arms. Evidence for evolution. What is evolution? The change of the heritable characteristics of a population. Evidence supporting evolution. They do the same thing every time. The fossil record, there is no fossil record. There are fossils, okay? Homologous structures and vestigial structures. We covered that on video number 4 in great detail. None of that is evidence for evolution. Here they are again, embryology and development. How do you guys sleep at night knowing you are lying to people listening to you? This embryology idea has been proven wrong a long time ago. Proteins and DNA sequence is proof for evolution? That's an incredibly complicated code. Artificial selection, human-caused evolution. Yeah, man has been trying to select cows that give more milk for a long time. They now have dairy cows that give 100 pounds a day. They can barely walk. They would never survive in the woods. Why don't you get a cow that gives 4 billion tons of milk a day? Is there any kind of limit? Obviously, there is a limit, right? 100 pounds is utterly ridiculous, but why don't you get a 4 billion ton a day cow? There's a limit. You guys don't understand. Variations happen, but they're limited, and the further you get from the norm, the more problems you have. How many of the dogs man has bred over the last 1,000 years would survive in the woods? I Googled that the other day. I meant to save the slide. How many of today's breeds of dogs would survive on their own? Of the 340 breeds, they're saying probably only 20 could survive on their own. My wife's dog, how long would that last in the woods? It's scared every night, scratches on the door, wants to come in. Say, go get your own house, dog. Okay. Evidence for evolution. Anatomical vestiges. Things you don't need anymore is proof for evolution. Transitional forms, there are none of those. ERVs, we talked about that in the debate the other night. Fossil record, there is no fossil record. Experimentation, really. Whoever did this chart, show me the experiments where anybody's ever taken an animal and changed it into something else. Mosquitoes make baby mosquitoes every time. How many kinds of apples are there? 7,500 kinds of apples. Guess what? They're still apples. Speciation events, DNA homology, genetic code. They use the same evidence over and over again, the same lies. None of these are evidence for evolution. The fossil record, there is no fossil record. Geographic distribution, you mean the way animals live around the world, that's proof they evolved from something? The fact that kangaroos live in Australia is proof that we all came from a rock? Homologous body structures, that's again back to the arms and the wings. Similarities in early development. I don't know who wrote this, but you are lying or you're stupid. I'm calling you out. Debate me on it, all of you, okay? Embryology is not evidence for evolution. Support for evolution. Homologous structures, there we go again. Forelimbs of vertebrates are used for different, but they have similar bones. Yeah, because the same guy made them. Here we go again. Embryo development. Why do you guys keep teaching something that is just plain a lie? Let's see, let me get the slide number. 914, Alt-DV, 914. The textbooks, I got, how many biology textbooks there beside you? 40 or 50? A bunch, okay? I think all of them have this in there, and this is criminal in my humble, totally unbiased opinion. They say the embryo growing in the mother has gills like a fish. This is lie number 12 on my video number 4, lies in the textbooks. Type in Creation Seminar Part 4. This is a lie. The 4 brachial arches, supposed gill slits, in the real life, these develop into ear bones involved with sound and hearing, and thyroid gland, which produces hormones. Those little folds of skin under the embryo's chin have nothing to do with breathing. This is not evidence for evolution. They're not gill slits. Stop lying to the kids. I've seen fat people with 5 or 6 chins. They can't breathe through any of them but the top one. I think Bill Clinton got what he deserved. Let's see. 49 Buick Roadster has gill ports on the side, proving it can, evolving from a fish. Ernst Haeckel made up this whole stupid idea. He read Darwin's book in 1860. Darwin said, we should find evidence for my theory. He wrote the book in 1859, or published it. In 1868, many evolutionists were worried about the lack of evidence. Darwin had the theory, nobody had evidence. Haeckel, one of the early worried evolutionists, decided to manufacture some evidence. It began in 1869. Haeckel was drawing a family tree for mankind. Well, how did it all start? He made up a creature at the bottom called Monera. To complete the chart, Haeckel decided to create a series of organisms he called Monera. He claims to have discovered these in mud samples. He named them Bathybius Haeckel in honor of Ernst Haeckel. 1875, the chemist John Buchanan revealed Haeckel's discovery was simply calcium sulfate from seawater. He made up creatures. They didn't exist. Haeckel refused to admit his fraud and reprinted the Monera drawings in his book, History of Creation. You atheists, you refuse to admit when you're proven wrong, because I know your whole lifestyle depends on your rejection of God. Haeckel's fraud continued with his attempt to prove that the only difference between man and ape is that man can speak. He fraudulently created a missing link, Pithecanthropus alalis, which means speechless ape man. He went so far as to have Gabriel Marx draw the made-up creature from no fossils. Haeckel reached an all-time low when he began presenting his biogenetic law, known as the law of recapitulation. Haeckel taught that each animal retraces the stages of evolution in its embryonic development. Exactly what they're still teaching today. That the human embryo, here's a dog embryo at 4 weeks and a human embryo at 4 weeks. They have the little folds of skin under the chin, okay? They're part of the hearing and gland system, not at all anything to breathe with. Here's Haeckel's drawings. He took these two drawings right here, the dog and the human, and altered them to make them look exactly alike, and published it as proof for evolution. Here are the real ones on top, here they are on the bottom. Haeckel made fake drawings of all kinds of creatures. Let's see, the fish, the turtle, the pig, the sheep, and said, look, they all look the same as embryos. No, they don't. On top are Haeckel's drawings. Underneath are actual photographs of those creatures at that stage. Now, either he's a deliberate liar or he's a lousy artist. Truth is, he was a good artist and a liar. Those are not evidence for evolution. He was taken before the university held a trial against their own professor. The university court, they convicted him about his fake drawings. He confessed. He said, a small percentage of my embryo drawings are forgeries. Those, namely, for which the observed material is so incomplete or insufficient as to fill in and reconstruct the missing links by hypothesis and comparative synthesis. In other words, I guessed at it. He said, I should feel utterly condemned were it not that hundreds of the best observers and biologists lie under the same charge. What are you saying, Ernie? Everybody else lies, so it's okay for you to lie. That's translated Hovind style, okay? Despite its status as a fake, Darwin continued to use this fake lie biogenetic law as the most important evidence of common descent. Darwin said in his book, 1871, long after it was proven wrong, the human embryo itself at the very early period can hardly be distinguished from that of other members of the vertebrate kingdom. All these frauds were brought to the public attention in 1911 in a book called Haeckel's Frauds and Forgeries. I don't think I have that book. I have plenty of books here. How many do I have?
I counted 79 just in biology.
Just biology, 79 books, okay? What few people know, the pictures were fakes. The deceit was exposed in Haeckel's Frauds and Forgeries. They quoted 19 leading authorities of the day. Anatomist Keeble of Freiburg University. It clearly appears that Haeckel has in many cases freely invented embryos or reproduced the illustrations given by others in a substantially changed form. He said it's a sin against scientific truthfulness. Despite the early exposure, Western educators continued to use Haeckel's pictures. Hey, grab any biology book and look up embryology and see if they have the same fake pictures. The matter has been settled with finality with Dr. Michael Richardson, an embryologist at St. George Medical School in London. He found there was no record that anyone ever actually checked Haeckel's claims by systematically comparing human and other fetuses during development. He assembled a scientific team that did that, photographing the growing embryos of 39 different species. In a 1997 interview in the Times, Richardson said, "This is one of the worst cases of scientific fraud. It's shocking to find that somebody one thought was a great scientist was deliberately misleading." I'm not quite that polite. He was lying, okay? It makes me angry. What he, that's Haeckel, did was take a human embryo and copy it, pretending that the salamander and the pig and all the others looked the same at the same stage of development. They don't. They are fakes. When we see that at an early stage, the embryos of man and ape, the dog, the rabbit, this is Haeckel in 1900, still teaching it. He said, though recognizable as higher vertebrates, cannot be distinguished from the other. Haeckel, you're lying or stupid, okay? There's his drawings on top. Here are actual photographs on the bottom. Haeckel, you know better now, don't you? The biogenetic law, which is this idea that the embryo goes through the stage. See, they want you to think, just remember the word farm, F-A-R-M, fish, amphibian, reptile, mammal. Yes, boys and girls, in your mother, you started like a fish. You had gills. Then you developed into an amphibian, and then a reptile, and finally a mammal. That's why they justify abortion. It's not a human yet. So in 1956, they knew the biogenetic law was valueless, useless. 1969, the biogenetic law became so deeply rooted in biological thought, it cannot be weeded out, in spite of its having been demonstrated to be wrong. The biogenetic law is as dead as a doornail. Haeckel was convicted of fraud, but the drawings persist. Why are they still teaching this? Didn't I just show you the stuff I got off the internet today about embryology as evidence? They're still teaching it. Here's a college textbook used at the University of West Florida down here in Pensacola back in 1998. Showed Haeckel's his fake drawings. These are the fake drawings, and they know they're fake. Haeckel's fake drawings used at University of North Dakota. I went through a whole bunch of biology books when I was making my seminar on this years ago. There's a good book, Icons of Evolution, about the fake drawings, Haeckel. Darwin's book came out 1859. They said we should find evidence. Haeckel faked his drawings in 1869. 1875, he was convicted of fraud, and it was proven wrong. This is nearly 150 years ago, proven wrong. Still in textbooks today. Look at that. Gill pouches. The baby growing in the mother has gill slits. Evolution. Tim Barra still teaching it, 115 years after it was proven wrong. Similarities in organisms, fish, pig, human. Do they have anything in there, brother? Embryology or? What about, just check index for gill slits. Kenneth Miller is teaching, he's a Catholic, by the way. He's still teaching that evolution is as much a fact as gravity. Oh. Embryonic development. Here we have it. Holt science. The presence of gills and tails. Look at that. They use the fake drawings again. Same drawings at the top. Let's see. Here it says, they evolved from organisms with teeth. Similarly, humans and fish embryos resemble each other. Turtles, chickens, and rats look similar during the early stages of development. They have tiny gill slits. How can you teach this? Proven wrong 150 years ago, guys. Are you that desperate for evidence for your theory? Evolutionary history of organisms, development of embryos. Here it is again. The world of biology, false science. Evolutionary history of organisms is seen in the development of embryos. It's on the SAT test. If you don't answer with a wrong answer, you get it marked wrong. If you say those aren't gill slits, they'll mark it wrong. You can't get a high score on the SAT unless you're stupid or lying. Yeah, gill slits. It's in textbooks all over the place, folks. You'll find it there if you keep looking. I think it's probably in every single one of those 79 textbooks. Gill slits. Just type in evidence for evolution, maybe. Okay? We should have done this earlier, but it's been a busy day today giving tours. Comparative embryology. Chickasaw, Oklahoma. Still teaching it. Gill pouches. Embryology. Gill pouches and tails. Wow. Still used, Northern Michigan University. Look at that. All vertebrates start off with an enlarged head, gill slits, and a tail. A 2005 textbook. Kent State University, Ohio, still says They use Haeckel's drawings. Guys, this isn't science. You're brainwashing students. Rachel's still teaching it. Evidence for evolution. Rachel says, I'm lying, and no one is using gill slits as evidence for evolution. Rachel, you are lying. They still use it all over the place, okay? 2017 textbook. Evolution with Embryology from Blogspot. Still got Haeckel's drawings in there. Look at that, BioZoom. Oh, here's the evidence for evolution. Those are the fake drawings, guys. Same thing here. Rational conclusions, right, okay? Evolution with Embryology, SlideShare. All life forms have gill slits and tails. How can you be so stupid and still be able to breathe? I don't understand it. Gill slits, gill slits. Kent, you're a wretched liar. Among other vile things, it's not claimed those are gill slits. Gill slits? Yes, it is. Who did this? Demos. It is claimed that they are structures which resemble gills. Huh? Found one? Now, I don't have a lot of new textbooks. Here we go. Gill slits. They still got the fake drawings.
They got the fake peppered moth in there too.
Fake peppered moth. See, they don't have any evidence for evolution, so they have to lie to the kids and pretend that they do. Found it in here? Oh, let me get.
Supposed photos.
Oh, supposed photos, yeah. There we go. This is Biology, Life on Earth. I forget what year this one is. 2007. We got a huge biology book collection. I just wish they would teach science. You guys at the American Atheist claim you want to get religion out of the public square. Okay, then get evolution out. It's not complicated. Let's see, gill slits. Hovind's a liar. They're not called gill slits. What? Yeah, they are. Hundreds of times in these books. It is never claimed that we have gills at any point. Think of it this way. We have tails forming during early development, yet a proper tail never forms. Well, I'm sorry, Demos, I'll debate you anytime. Bring it on. Let's talk about this. Is this evidence for evolution? Gill slits. They are claiming they have gill slits. Look at it. Can you read? Gill, gill, slits. That's what it says. The presence of gills and tails. Look at that. Fish, reptile, bird, mammal all have gill slits. Yes, they're teaching that. Evolution, embryos and evolutionary history. Yep, still teaching it. Embryology provides evidence for evolution. Gill slits. Student guide, top secret, only view at the end. Oh, okay. They're still using Haeckel's fake drawings. The guy was convicted by his own university. It's been proven for over 150 years it's not true. When are you guys going to get up to date? Let's see. Viced rhino. Debate you anytime, okay? 80% of 90% of my brain tied behind my back for that guy, okay? Evidence for evolution, embryology. They all have gill slits which develop into gills in adult fish and ears and throat in mammals. How do comparative embryology and biochemistry support evolution? Anatomical evidence. Turtles, chickens, rats, at the early stages of development have tiny gill slits. Is that you? Let's see. Teaching they have gill slits. So I think you guys who say you believe in evolution ought to man up and be honest and teach real science. Seth Andrews, you're a thinking atheist. Do you believe this is evidence for evolution? You still teaching it? Is that part of your evidence? Come on, thinking atheist. Think, okay? Think. They say the embryo has recapitulation theory, how embryos does not prove evolution. Answers in Genesis has a great article about it. Embryological evidence for evolution. I'm sorry, you're just plain lying, okay? They say this is evidence for evolution. You got it again? Finally found one, okay. So this one angers me because this is the only logical justification they can give for allowing abortion. Because it's not a human yet, it's just a fish, right? It's a human at conception. Evolution News, fraudulent gill slits, liveaction.org. I saw a preborn baby, trying to get away from the abortion instruments, the nurse said. 18 weeks of gestation. Kicking playfully and happy, then the doctor inserted the needle. Immediately the baby knew something was in his space. As I held the transducer to guide the needle to a safe area away from the placenta and away from baby, I saw baby dart away from where we were in the uterus and move as far away as possible to the other side of the womb. He stopped kicking and playing. Then the little heart rate skyrocketed. Yes, I really did see an ultrasound-guided abortion that made me pro-life. Yeah, praise God. Do human embryos have gills? Why or why not? The answer is yes, the gill slits. Ben Wagner, I debated him once. Take you on again, Ben, any day. Okay, you and your whole university staff, okay? It's just so sad that they teach this stuff and get by with it. Humans never have gills. We definitely have the same basic structures. No, you don't. You have folds in the skin. I got folds in the elbow right here when I bend this coat. Look at that. See these folds right there? Let me see if I can breathe through them. Oh, can't breathe. There you go. Ben Wagner, University of Arkansas. I took him on once. Why don't you call me again, Ben? 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3. Take you on anytime. Okay? I, Kent Hovind, with my non-accredited degree, hereby challenge you to round 2, debating the topic of creation versus evolutionism. You may have the entire science faculty at University of Central Arkansas on your side. I get half the time. We start with the topic of gill slits, okay? Professor Dave is still teaching it. Shame on you, Professor Dave. He's a brilliant teacher in many ways. He's great at teaching math and teaching all kinds of things. He's a good teacher, but he's wrong about evolution. And he lies to make you believe in it. There's no evidence for evolution. The Bible says all liars have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, the second death. Whoso shall offend these little ones which believe in me, you'd be better off with a millstone hanged about your neck. Anyway, don't bear false witness, thou shalt not kill. This is the justification for abortion. This is back in the 1950s. Benjamin Spock, he said you should spock your children, not spank them. Yeah. Each child, as he develops, is retracing the whole history of mankind, physically and spiritually, step by step. A baby starts off in the womb as a single tiny cell, just the way the first living thing appeared in the ocean. Weeks later, as he lies in the amniotic fluid of the womb, he has gills like a fish. Spock, you're a medical doctor, writing 100 years after it was proven wrong. What is wrong with you? Well, 75 years, okay? American Heritage Science Dictionary, gill slit. Let's see, biology textbook, Arms and Camp down here. It says by 7 months, the fetus looks from the outside like a tiny normal baby, but it's not. It's not a baby at 7 months. It's a lie. It's a human at conception. The angel of the Lord said, thou art with fetus. No, he didn't. He said, you're with child. It's a child the moment it's conceived. Scott Peterson is accused of murdering his wife and unborn child. Oh, Paula, you in the Communist News Network, think for a minute. Why was he accused of murdering his wife and unborn child? Because you want him to have, because in California, you have to have a double homicide to get the death penalty. So did he kill a child? Or was it just a fetus? Come on now, Paula. Which one was it? 34% of babies born at 5.5 months survive. That was 25 years ago. I bet it's more now. When can a fetus live on its own? 2003. 20 to 35% of babies born at 24 weeks survive. 50 to 70% born at 25 weeks survive. 90% born at 26 to 27 weeks survive. Here's a 21-week-old embryo, less than 5 months, still in the womb, grabs the doctor's finger during surgery. 12-week embryo is obviously a human child, cherished by all except the stone-hearted. So get the book, excellent book on embryology. Why do they keep this in the textbooks? They want to justify abortion. This goes back to last night's Bible study about reducing the population. In 2000, there were 6 billion people on the planet. The goal is to reduce it to 500 million. Now, Anna Rosa was born after a botched abortion. Mother was 7.5 months pregnant. Tried to kill the baby, only cut her arm off. I lived in Pensacola for 30 years. The National Organization for Wicked Wild Women, came down there and did a rally. They had on their shirt, choice above all. You don't have a choice. You're not giving the baby a choice. Do the grandparents have a choice? Is it only the mother gets to decide? What about the father? What about the baby? Let them vote on it. Okay. Peter Singer from Princeton favors killing babies 28 days after they're born. After birth abortion. Yeah. I got an idea. Let's extend abortion rights until the kid's 18. 18 years old. A lot of parents have thought about that, haven't they? Kid's about 15 years old, does something stupid. Hey, kid, come here, I'm going to abort you. Come on now. Pro-choice. You're not pro-choice. You're pro-death, okay? The media ignores the majority. Liberal media misses the point on purpose, okay? When kids were killed in Denver public schools, the Pages and Rosie O'Donnell jumped on the gun control issue. What? The real issue is, should we have public schools, okay? Should we teach evolution that says they're just an animal? One of the, Eric Harrison, Dylan Klebold, that killed everybody in their school, not everybody, killed a lot of people. He, a football player, doesn't deserve the jaw evolution gave him. Look for his jaw, it won't be on his body. Dylan Klebold made the video prior to the shootings. Klebold's father was a geologist who believed in evolution. Both Eric and Dylan were followers of Nazi teachings. We covered that last night. The shooting took place on Hitler's birthday on purpose to commemorate Hitler. Klebold wore a shirt that said, "Serial killer." They shot Isaiah Shoals because he was black. Hitler hated black people, thought they were inferior. Eric's shirt said, "Natural selection." They taunted one Christian in their school and said, "You believe in God?" Cassie said, "Yes," and they shot her right in the head. Blaming guns for Columbine is like blaming spoons for Rosie O'Donnell being fat. It's not, spoon control is not going to help you, Rosie, okay? Should certain criminals be publicly executed? Maybe all law-abiding citizens should be required to carry guns. Maybe that would stop it. Somebody sent me this button, proudly unarmed. Would you wear that? What does that say to a criminal? Rob me. Yeah. See, our founders gave us the Second Amendment not so we could protect ourselves from duck hunting, it's to protect ourselves from the government. That's the purpose of it. Many animals that eat grass have big horns. You don't need horns to eat grass. You need horns to explain to the lion, "Stay off my back. Just leave me alone. I just want to eat the grass," okay? Here's how they justify abortion. They say it's not a human. That's wrong. Proven wrong in 1875. They say it's not viable, can't live on its own. I know kids that are 25 years old still can't live on their own, okay? You're not viable either, stark naked on the North Pole. Let's see. Child might be unwanted. So you should kill him? My parents moved 4 times when I was growing up, but I found him every time. Yeah, okay. God will forgive you. If you've had abortion, listen to me. God can still forgive you. King David was a murderer, an adulterer, murdered the woman's husband, and he wrote half the book of Psalms. God can use you in a great way. If you've messed up terribly, you got to give God all the pieces. My rule was that at the house with my dad, "Here, Dad, my toys broke." "Son, did you bring me all the pieces?" "I got to have all the pieces or I won't fix it." You got to come to God and say, "God, you can have all my pieces. You can have all of it. Forgive me, Lord." And he'll take it and he'll make something amazing out of you, okay? The child might be unwanted. They say, might be a financial burden. Show me a kid that's not. Might be from rape or incest. That's only 1%. Maybe we should kill the rapist instead of the baby, huh? Is it legal to shoot deer? Illegal to shoot deer at spotlights in nearly every state. You got to give the deer a sporting chance. I've been saying for years, let's give the baby a sporting chance. A woman goes in and says, "I would like to have an abortion." Doctor or the nurse says, "Well, we're going to have a lottery here now. We're going to put a marble in here for the baby, one for the mother, one for the father, and one for the doctor, and one for the governor. And let's put several in there for Clinton and Obama. And we're going to draw and decide who gets to die." Give the baby a chance. I mean, come on. Oh, there we go. There. So anyway, that's for tonight. You atheists, you're still using the evidence that has been proven wrong a long time ago. Let's see. Right here, slide number 88, Alt-DV, 88. Why are you still teaching the embryology as evidence for evolution? Proven wrong 150 years ago? Is this all you've got? Evidence for evolution? Similarities in early development? Is that it? You guys are that desperate, you don't have anything. You American atheists want to get religion out of government. No, you don't. You're lying. Seth, you don't want religion out of the schools. You want your religion in there. And you're willing to teach that the embryo has gill slits. Still, you thinking atheist, aren't you? Come on, Seth. Call 855-BIG-9. Do it. Call Standing for Truth. We'll do the debate there. He keeps it real fair. All right. We can go forever on this. Any questions or comments? Thank you so much. How many biology textbooks did you say?
79. That's just with the word biology.
That's just for the word biology, yeah.
Yeah.
79, yeah. Plus there's earth science and lots of other science, junior high science. If they've got it in there. If you have a more modern science book, you're not doing anything, want to donate it to our collection. I stopped collecting back in 2017. So I'd like to get some newer ones. Nothing's changed. They don't have any evidence for evolution. None. Okay, I got to get rid of this SpongeBob coat. It's hot in here. All right, no more questions? Where are you guys from?
Campo, California.
Where?
Campo, California.
Campo. How do you spell that?
C-A-M-P-O.
I've never heard. I lived in Fairfield, California. Never heard of Campo.
Right on the border of Mexico.
On the border of Mexico. Well, buenos tardes, señorita, señora. Glad to have you here. Okay, see you tomorrow for comments.